You're listening to KNON 89.3 FM in Dallas, the voice of the people, voted best radio station for music 2 years in a row by the Dallas Observer.
Did you know that KNON podcasts all of its local talk shows? KNON has local talk, each show covering your community in its own unique way. So if you missed one of our great morning talk shows, you can go back and listen to it online. We keep the shows for 2 months so you can hear everything you have been missing out on. Visit KNON.org for more information about the KNON Morning Talk Shows podcast. Also available on iTunes.
Yo, what's up? I'ma kick it with the line, y'all know. Yo, Slim, can I kick it like this? Here we go. Well, it's time to make that change. People of the world today are fading. All of us have our ups and downs. You better think about it or you won't be around. What we need is a little bit of love, sent by one from heaven up above. Chicken for tea is simple and plain. This ain't no game, you know what I'm saying? What?
It's time.
Yep.
Time to make the change.
Here we go.
We are the people who can do it.
Oh yeah.
It's time to make the change.
We'd like to say good morning. This is Church Information and Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett, your host. We each and every Saturday morning from 7 to 9, right here on 89.3 FM, the voice of the people. Now, I did that Tuesday morning show for 26 years. You gotta forgive me. I have to rethink it and say there Saturday now. But anyway, thank you for listening. Thank you for being here. Thank you. Got a lot of things to talk about, and get your pen and paper out and get ready for Greg. Get ready for Mr. Greg Barber. He will be coming after a while in the program with our Solution in Action Today job line. Greg will be giving you a list of jobs that you can get and be gainfully employed. So get your pen and paper out and get ready for Mr. Barber. He'll be coming on the show later on. But anything, we want to sort of have an open line. This in the first segment. We want to open things up. But I do have some things I want to ask. Why do we interpret the Bible in such a way that we can be ever so religious and ever so holy, but we don't seem to be able to lift ourselves as a nation, a people, economically? Everybody, every group have taken their religious book and lifted themselves, binded themselves together, and raised themselves up economically. Why is it we can't do that? Why is it the Bible, even the Word of God, doesn't make us culturally cohesive? What is it about us? What is it? I know we've been programmed, we've been conditioned to be divided, but could not that tie that bind the Word of God, could that not bring us together, us to work together, do business with one another, hold each other accountable to make sure that we can pull ourselves up by our own bootstraps? Isn't the time of blaming somebody else all the time for our perils and our downfalls? Isn't that a bit much? What about us? What is it? What is it? I know racism still exists. I know bigotry exists. I know all of these things. But that shouldn't matter. Because if we got ourselves together, just like we do every Sunday morning. No, everybody don't go to church. Everybody don't go to a masjid. Everybody don't go to a Jewish temple. But just about every Sunday, there are some who worship on Saturdays or whatever day. We can come together with dignity on that particular day for a couple of hours. And then all of a sudden, dignity is gone. Dignity and pride, self-motivation, self-initiative, all of that seems to fly out the window as we drive away. What is it? Are we just rejoicing in our religion, reveling in our religion? But do we really truly learn anything from our religion? The Bible teaches you how to come together. God took a mob and made a nation. Hello, children of Israel. God took people that were nomadic and made them some of the most, if not some of the most influential people ever lived on the face of this earth. He could take these people and build them and mold them together. They complained, they griped, they hated their leadership, they hated Moses. They accused him of leading them out into the wilderness, and now they didn't have much to eat, but God fed them anyhow. Water from a rock. He sent a great wind and gave them meat to eat. Oh, Lord have mercy. He gave them, a manna from heaven. Molded them together. Put them together. Now, a great, great, great nation of people. They are. They work together. They own things. You got to come through them in almost every avenue of life, the Jewish people. But we've gone through some of the same things. We've been delivered from Jim Crow laws, bigotry, hatred. We now live in a society that promotes itself, but we use those things that God have given them, to my own personal opinion, in such a divisive way. We have to understand that the media is the fourth arm of the government. We fall prey to it every time. It's the fourth arm. Yes, you have the executive branch, the legislative branch, you have the judicial branch, but you also have the media branch of the government. The media tells you and teaches you what to wear, what to believe, how to dress, what you should be doing the very next day. Oh, yes. We are propagandized deeply. We are. We are targeted as a people to basically work against ourselves. We are targeted to make sure we destroy ourselves. We're targeted to place other people, not of our ethnic group, above us. We automatically do that. They don't even have to take control of us. We give them that. We succumb to anybody that even comes to this country. They can come to this country poor as they can be, starving, not having anything. But they know one thing: they can come to our neighborhoods and get over and become wealthy and build and develop their families and develop their communities. While we still sort of relish in poverty, do we understand? Do we really enjoy being downtrodden? I want to ask that question this morning. Have too many of our people become comfortable in being downtrodden? Fourth class. We're not second class anymore. We're not third class. We're fourth class now. Too many of us. Yes, we have many that's doing well, but it's not nearly enough. Those who are doing well and have done well in life, you are the key. Can't let you escape. The person that's retired, who had a good job, and now you're tired and laid back, you're one of our biggest problems. In fact, you may be our biggest problem because you are the ones who could really bail us out. What am I saying? You're the ones who have time and many times, in many cases, have the income to go now. Use those years that the Lord has given you to open up small businesses and begin to employ our people. You're the ones that can go and get a mom and pop grocery stores and take our community back over like we once did. You who are enjoying those retirements, who are sitting back, basically doing nothing but laying back. God gave you those extra years not to just do nothing, but to have some things to go, some place to go and something to do in life. Have you ever wondered why is he allowing you to still hang around? Here's a job for you. Here's a job. You made your living. Now go help others make theirs. Reach back. As you see, I was in a restaurant on last evening, a very popular restaurant out in the Duncanville area, and I walked in the door and I was shocked. The people we used to see there greeting you was not there anymore. It said this restaurant's under new management. They brought in new people. So you can't depend on jobs. You can't depend on jobs. As they change, they will change the hue, the ethnicity of the workers, although it's still a predominantly African-American restaurant. Big restaurant out there. Y'all know who I'm talking about. There's change. Gotten rid of many of the African-Americans work there. It's sad. I won't be going back. But we realize that when we don't take advantage of the opportunities that's given to us, when we don't take advantage of the things that's done for us, when we don't take advantage of the amount of wealth, $1.1 trillion that God gives us in our hands right here in America, that the man know about. The man know about 1.1 trillion. Good. But what about that underground economy? No, only God knows how much money we make. But what do we do with it? We do not move forward with our money. We don't take risks. We don't invest. But we got a group of people, of retirees, that really could come together, build businesses, and develop our community that really won't do it. They just want to lay back. I got mine, you get yours. Oh, them young folk, they ain't want nothing, they don't want nothing. Well, if we would do things, if those who was blessed to come into a generation and got good jobs like we had never gotten before, and have a great retirement like never before, and have things going on for us like never before, we're not taking advantage of those things that's before us. In fact, you could even make more money. You could become wealthier. Get out there. We need to mobilize as a people. Seniors, and many of you are still in great shape. Many of you still don't look old, don't feel old, don't act old. But you're old enough to retire, and you retired, and you're drawing that money. Now is the time for you to go in business and provide jobs, opportunities, and wealth for yourself. Wealth for the next generation. Every generation of African Americans shouldn't have to start at square one. Every generation. You know, we go to church, we love to clap, we love the music, we love to hear the singing, we love all these things. But we don't use this in our everyday lives. How are you doing? I'm just blessed of the Lord. We go around doing things and saying things, but we don't show those blessings. Is it that we don't know what real blessings are? Sure, you have your life, health, and strength. Sure, God is good. But he don't do this for no reason at all. He does this because he wants us to do more with our lives. And we seem to we just don't understand that. We seem to just be happy in the state we're in and just sit back, draw our money, waiting to die, not starting a new life. When you retire, it's time to start a new life, a new adventure. The saga of your life should not be over. It should be a new beginning, a new way of doing things. You've lived long enough then. Now, you should know what not to fall for, what not to just grab a hold to. You have the wisdom and knowledge now to deal with this world, to deal with this situation, deal with what's going on. Come on, people, get up. Let's do something with our lives. Let's do something in this day and time that will motivate us and move us forward. We sit around, we worry, oh, this is happening. You have never lost your job. You always had money. And you worry about the booger man out there. He ain't coming to your door because you the booger man by not doing what you ought to do for your people. People, wake up. You can call me at 972-647-1893. I want some real people. Real people. Some of you don't have to be retired to have the money to do things that we need to be done. Well, I don't want to move back in there. Well, you don't have to move back in that community. But you know where oppressed and depressed communities are. You know where areas are. Even in good communities, you can open up stores and do different things that provide the jobs for our people. You can do it. We could right now effect our nation of people. We're a nation within a nation. Right now, we could help elevate and raise employment by getting off our duffs, opening up small businesses, and many of you have some great expertise. You giving all this to somebody else and gonna leave it with them and not do nothing for yourselves. Great expertise. You know how to do some of everything. And you got the opportunity to do it for us, for ourselves, and for yourself. But you want to just lay back and do nothing every day. I see it. I'm around you. I see retirees. You're in good health. Got money. Doing nothing. But sitting back. If it's no more than hiring your own family, your own grandchildren, your own children. Some of you have great-grandchildren. How are those? If we don't do something for ourselves, it's going to be tough. Because believe me, although President Obama won, some cuts are coming. Cuts are coming, people. Cuts are coming. They're coming. When I say cuts, I mean cuts in social programs. That would be social programs that you depend on is going to be cut. Many of the things that our people have depended on for years, there are going to be some drastic cuts even under him. It would have been a whole lot worse under Romney, but it's going to be some cuts under even President Obama. There are going to be some cuts. Oh, yes. You take early childhood, that's going to be cut. Head Start's going to be cut. Oh, yes. It's going to be cut. Food programs, food stamps, they're going to be cut. It's going to be drastic cuts. When they're talking about trying to get rid of this debt, they're not playing. Believe me, they're not playing. And if they don't do anything by January 1st, the bottom will fall out. They're talking about going over the cliff. No, they're going off a mountain. It's going to happen. So if we don't get together now and do something for ourselves, we're going to be in trouble. I'm going to take a short break, and I'll come back and take your calls at 972-647-1893, 972-647-1893. I'll be right back in just a moment.
Recycle Revolution is a local recycling collection service and community drop-off center. They collect and accept all traditional recyclables, including paper, plastic, aluminum, cardboard, and glass, as well as materials like TVs, computers, lamps, light bulbs, batteries, ballast, and styrofoam. They offer collection services to apartments, condos, and businesses. They also offer a community drop-off located at 1703 Chestnut Street in Dallas. For more information, 214-566-3025 or recyclerevolutiondallas.com. Do you love polka music? Do you have a big collection of polka music you'd like to play on the radio? KNON has the perfect opportunity for you. North Texas Polka Radio, KNON's Polka Radio Show, is now seeking a new DJ. Think you have what it takes for a great polka radio show? We'd like to hear from you right now. Go to knon.org and click Contact the Station for more information. You can also send in a list of 25 songs with song title and artist to KNON 5353 Maple Avenue, Suite 200, Dallas, Texas 75235. Attention, Dave Chaos. Help us keep polka alive on community radio in Dallas-Fort Worth. That's knon.org or KNON 5353 Maple Avenue, Suite 200, Dallas, Texas 75235. Attention, Dave Chaos. Send your application today.
Senior Care Centers Dallas Health and Rehabilitation provides 24-hour skilled nursing services, offers occupational, speech, and physical therapy, bilingual staff available, and has served the South Dallas community close to 40 years. They accept Medicare, Medicaid, provide private insurance, Medicaid pending. They are located at 2815 Martin Luther King Boulevard in Dallas. And on Saturday, December the 1st at 12 p.m., the Senior Care Center will host a community open house gospel festival featuring the Angelic Shaw Sisters, Us Three the Trinity, Deidre Else, Osa McGee III, C.E. Williams, and the Tones of Glory Gospel Quartet and Band. Hosted by Greg A. Smith. For information, Sidney Taylor at 214-421-2159. 214-421-2159. Hey.
All right, we're back on Church Information and Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett, your host. We're talking about self-initiative, doing for ourselves, opening small businesses, doing for ourselves is what we need. It's what we need. Give me a call, 972-647-1893. Doing for ourselves, hiring our own people. Quit begging somebody else to support us. We're adults. God gave us just as much sense as anybody else, and many of us more sense. So it's time for us to do for ourselves. 972-647-1893. The lines are filling up now. They're full, and we want to talk about this because we got some seniors, and I'm calling seniors out. I'm calling my generation out. I'm calling you out. We were blessed with good jobs. Many of us is getting good retirement. Got good money. House paid for. Everything. Your wife had a good job. It's not time to sit down, people. It's time to go to work harder than ever before. I'm tired. No, you're not tired. For the simple fact, you didn't get tired of working for somebody else. Now's the time to work for yourself and help our nation of people. All right, let's go to our phone line. Let's go to line 2 and say good morning. Who is that? Casey? All right, let's say good morning. Good morning, Casey.
Good morning, Pastor Barnett. How you doing today?
Fine. You doing all right?
Doing great.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, what I wanted to do is I wanted to make sure that you and your listening audience was aware of a forum on this Monday Night Politics at 6 o'clock over at the African American Museum. Had you heard about that as of yet?
No. Tell us about it.
All right. What's going to take place is all of our African American and Latino state representatives and Senator Royce West have been invited to come and dialogue with us. One, to share with us what the top issues that are going to be put on the table in the state legislature, but also to hear from us what are some things we want them to take back to Austin to put on the table. We know as a result of our president getting reelected, there's always a backlash. And so we know down in Austin, most of them are going to be playing defense, but we want to support them, but also we want them to press the things that we need as far as our community that they can do down there and also make things better for us right here locally.
Mm-hmm. And that's great. We can get some legislation passed. We're running up against a Republican House down in Austin, a Republican Senate. It's going to be hard for us to get a lot of legislation passed in our favor. They can get some. But that backlash you mentioned, Casey, what better way than to handle a backlash? Don't you know, you've been in the education field, haven't you?
Oh, yeah.
Don't you know a lot of those old educators that's sitting around the house right now drawing big money, doing nothing?
It definitely. I was having a conversation with a lady just last night, and we were having a conversation about how many, not just former educators, but...
Well, I was just using that because you've been I know you're an educator.
Oh, yeah, definitely. But executives who, been to the top of their field, who are just at home now, and their knowledge is not being passed down or transferred in any way.
No. We have every field. We have the expertise in every field you can think of, sitting at home, drawing money, doing nothing, but waiting to die.
Yeah, we need to do something about that. We need to come up with some format where we can allow them opportunity to have a dialogue with those who are maybe at the beginning of their entry into these fields, or where they can share some of their knowledge and expertise where it can be put to use for our community some way or another. We need to come up with something like that.
I was talking to a lady the other day. She's about 80. Man, her mind is so sharp, and she just as sharp she was at 25 or 30. Doing nothing but drawing money, stacking money up, instead of investing, opening a small business,
right,
and hiring some of our young people.
Right.
And giving out, I just get so tired of hearing us. They don't hire us, and I know they don't hire you. They fire us. They get rid of. Like I said, I went to a restaurant last night. I was in such shock to see how they done got rid of so many of us in this here real popular restaurant there in Duncanville. You know what I'm talking. You know what I'm talking about. Everybody know who I'm talking about.
I have a good idea which one you're talking about. I have a real good idea.
And now it's still a predominantly black restaurant. We still the ones who go in there. Other folk go.
Oh yeah, right.
But they just show you when we're not in charge. We're so vulnerable. It's unreal. All right, thank you, Casey.
Anytime, Pastor Barnett. Let's talk offline.
Okay, then. All right, that clears the line. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. Let's start at line 1 and let's speak with Jackson. All righty. Good morning, Jackson. Is that Jackson? Do I have him? Jackson, are you there? Going once? Going twice? Going 3 times? All right, let's move on. Let's go to Randy, line 3. All righty. Good morning, Randy.
Good morning, Brother Barnett.
Fine. How are you this morning?
I'm watching the sun try to come up.
That's a beautiful sight. Yeah, that's beautiful.
The Lord got it right again.
Yeah, he got it right. He seemed to never miss for some reason.
That's true. Just got it. It's funny how when we as people, an individual, are struggling in life and a door's closed on us on a job or someone passing in our life or a big change or something. But every time a door closes, if you'll look around, another door just opened.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes we're afraid to open that door. We're afraid to walk through the threshold of something we've dreamed about. You know why? Because we're afraid we might be successful, and we might acquire responsibility along with that success. That's a lot of reasons why people don't go out and try and create their own job. It's because it's easier to step back and let somebody else create a job and complain about getting fired or complain about not making it. You know, in 1994, Reverend Barnett, I refused to go to work for anybody else again.
Okay.
I would sit out here and scrape pennies up off the ground before I go give someone else my knowledge and them disrespect me.
Right, right.
I'm talking, that's my own creed.
Yeah.
Doing it to me, too.
Well,
So-
we got people, I'm going to put it like this. To a great extent, they have nothing to lose. They have been in the workforce. They worked 30, 40, some 50 years. They're drawing money. They have nothing to lose.
They got a base to work from.
Everything to gain.
Well, Reverend Barnett,
It's a win-win situation with them.
but you know the situation is, it's just like with our young people. Unless we as an adult in the society request and demand of them what their responsibility is, they won't do it. So the elderly are just the same. If we as a group don't demand them to be part of the economic system, if we as a group don't show them that there's an avenue, we got to just where you're starting today is the right part to start. And say, look, we need you. We demand that you are still part of our group of people. You're still part of the production in society. We demand that you do this because why? You've acquired wealth and responsibility, not just wealth to sit back and do whatever you want to. You have a responsibility with that. But you know what, Reverend Barnett? Here's my question about this physical cliff thing. When George Bush did this whole thing, he gave it. Why did he actually give everybody a tax break? Is because everybody needed a tax break, or was it because he just wanted to help the wealthy out, and in order to get that passed, he had to give a little crumbs to the other people? That's what I'm thinking happened.
Well, that's
Did we
basically
have it
what
so bad?
the middle class and the poor got was crumbs. Now the wealthy, oh my God.
Well, that's because they got lawyers and loopholes. But my question is, did us poor people making under $20,000, $25,000 a year, did we really have it that bad before
No.
Bush? That's what I'm saying.
No.
So it's not going to affect us poor people. It's going to affect, and I know a lot of people are going to go, I can't believe he said that. It's going to affect these whiny middle-class people that have let the poor people stay so far behind. That's why they had so far to fall. So middle class.
Well, you're making my point. Let me say this now. See, you just made my point for me. There are those who are in the middle class that can help the poor. There are people out there drawing. Randy, you'd be surprised the amount of money these people are drawing in retirement. They're doing nothing but sitting at home, throwing the money back. They can't spend it.
Buying a motorhome.
Oh, well,
or trailer.
well, there's a lot of them not
They're only
even
gonna
doing
use
that.
for 3-4
They just
years.
seem to be waiting to die. And look, these are our smartest people.
That's
because
right.
they have education and they have the wisdom and knowledge of the years, the age. This is our smartest and wealthiest group of people is our seniors. These
right.
are the smartest, wealthiest group of people. And these are the people that really, we have enough retired, doing well seniors to bail us out.
Well, I think it's time to start demanding it from them.
All right.
See you later, Brother Barnett.
All right. You have a good day now.
You too.
All right, that clears the line, 972-647-1893, 972-647-1893. Who we have on for? Nikita. Is that Nikita? All right. Good. Nikita? Hello? Nikita? I guess she's gone. Going once, going twice, going 3 times. All righty. Let's go to Ike on line 2. All righty. Good morning, Ike.
Good morning, Reverend Barnett.
Fine. How are you this morning?
Doing great. I'm enjoying every word you're saying this morning. And I just like to kind of add a little something to it.
Go right
I
ahead.
think I think what you're doing is you planting the seed that need to be planted and letting the elder people with the finances that you're talking about, let them know that there's a need and a market for them. Because see, sometimes people need to be needed. And what you're doing is...
Boy, we need these people.
We need them. And they can, because a lot of times when we talk about going into businesses, we thinking, way up there. But it's the small things you can do. My father is 81 years old, and he's still running his own business that he's been running for years. And my mother is 81 years old, and I mean, she's in real estate, and she's buying property and still doing different things.
At 81?
At 81, and my mother is still working at 81.
Believe me, the 81 that when we were kids and saw our grandparents, it's a different 81 now.
Right. Well,
we've lived a much easier, better life. Got to a great extent wholesome food and exercise and everything. Not nearly the stress and the strain that our grandparents was under from so much hostility and ignorance and bigotry. A 81-year-old person now is much. That's probably a 60-year-old person or a 55-year-old person years ago. So these people have retired. Some retired at 62, 65, 67, whatever age. And they're still as in good a shape as a person was years ago that was 35, 40 years old. They're still in that kind of condition. But they're doing nothing with it. Well,
sometimes, Real Barnett, they have to think, sometimes like people like that, you have to pool your money together because everybody's not an entrepreneur. But you can get with an entrepreneur and start a business together, where you can get some revenue off of, and there's so many things. You look around at other people like the Hispanics, they cutting yards and doing different things, and doing the plumbing and the construction work. We used to capitalize on that.
That's those used to be our jobs.
You don't take $300, you can buy a lawnmower, a hedge and a blower, and you in business.
Man, you can go to a pawn shop and get it for half that much.
So
a good lawnmower, edging. Yeah.
And I'm going to say this right here, and I'm going to let somebody else talk. Talking about legislating and laws passed. See, the more we think and try to come up with ways to, to grow our own community, the more they're going to try to pass laws and policies to stop us. So this is our time to act. Right now down in Austin, they are working with ways to stop this open record law they got, where you can go and look at the records of different companies or what the government is hiring people to do contracts. They don't have it, so you can't go look at police officer records or judges records or people who wrongly convicted you into the system. They're going to keep on. They don't have it, so you cannot go look at the records. So this is our time to shine, but like you say, we need to get up and make a move now. And so I'm going to get off the radio and let you continue on and continue to plow, because I think the crop will come up.
Thank you, Ike. And I thank you for your tax-deductible pledge, man. You don't know how much I appreciate you, and I appreciate all my listeners, my callers, those who pledge to this program. We thank you. But we are trying our best now to provoke our people to thought, to make sure that you think about your situation. Many of you are in great shape. Many of you are doing extremely well. And you can take a little of that money and your time to help elevate our people. I was looking at it. There are enough seniors. That are doing well to bail our people out. It's in your hands, seniors. Y'all think about what I'm saying. Don't think I'm picking on you, because I'm one of you. I know where you are. I know what you can do. I'm not calling people out I'm away from. No. I refuse to quit. I'm not going home and sit down. No. Got to keep on pushing, keep on trucking, as I say. I tell you what, we're up against a short break, and you give me a call at 972-647-1893, 972-647-1893, and we'll take your calls as soon as we get back. Bye-bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Gilda from the Wednesday Morning Blues Crew, and I'm here to invite you to the KNON Blues Diva Showcase Sunday, December 9th at Port David's Pub. I'll be performing with my band, the Gilda Nadina Band, along with a talented cast of amazing blues women featuring Miss Marcy and her Texas sugar daddies, Blue Lisa, and the Big D Playboys, Andrea Dawson, Brittany Yates, Javelin, Lady Lotion, and Sugar Mama. Short Stack from Blue Mondays will be your hostess. The legendary Henderson's Chicken will be providing a free fried chicken dinner. It's a party for your ears and a party for your belly. This is an early show with doors at 5 and music at 5:30. It's an early show ending at 9 p.m. Tickets are at KNON.org, Henderson's Chicken outlets in Dallas, Fair Park, and Lancaster, Bill's Records, and Forever Young Records in Grand Prairie. Port David's Pub is located at 1313 South Lamar in Dallas. Blues Divas Showcase Sunday, December 9, 5 p.m. at Port David's Pub. This is a KNON benefit event.
Join the KNON Community Advisory Board. It is a great opportunity to offer your voice to the voice of the people. KNON's Community Advisory Board provides advice to KNON's Board of Directors about KNON programming decisions, community service, and policies. The role of the Community Advisory Board is solely advisory. This board meets 4 times a year on the second Tuesday of January, April, July, and October. The next meeting is January 8th, 2013 at KNON. Meetings are open to the public. If you're interested, please go to KNON.org and scroll down through our events or call 214-237-3003 for more information. Deadline for applications is Monday, December 17th.
Want to hear some great Texas blues? KNON has the CD for you. KNON's Texas Blues Radio Volume 5, our latest blues compilation CD to benefit community radio, sponsored by Forever Young Records. This CD features 15 tracks and 60 minutes of great original Dallas-Fort Worth blues from Tutu Jones, Blues Boy Bo, Buddy Whittington, Andrea Dawson, Kirkland James, Sonny Colley, Johnny Red and the Roosters, the Chris Watson Band, the Two-Tones, the Rough Cut Blues Band, Jeff Stone and Charlie Love, Dave Millsap, Sirloin and the Ash-Kicking Machine, Michael J. and the Paul Bird Band, and JJ and the Detonators. We're only selling 1,000 copies and it will never be reissued. Get your copy now at Forever Young Records in Grand Prairie, Recordtown in Fort Worth, and in Dallas at Bill's Records and Rewind Music. The CD is available as an MP3 download at KNON.org. All proceeds benefit community radio, KNON. For more info on Texas Blues Radio Volume 5, visit us at KNON.org. Get your copy now and hear some real Texas blues. Your ears will thank you for it.
Senior Care Center's Dallas Health and Rehabilitation provides 24-hour skilled nursing services, offers occupational, speech, and physical therapy, bilingual staff available, and has served the South Dallas community close to 40 years. They accept Medicare, Medicaid, provide private insurance, Medicaid pending. They are located at 2815 Martin Luther King Boulevard in Dallas. And on Saturday, December the 1st at 12 p.m., the Senior Care Center will host a community open house gospel festival featuring the Angelic Shaw Sisters, Us Three the Trinity, Deidre Else, Osa McGee III, C.E. Williams, and the Tones of Glory Gospel Quartet and Band. Hosted by Greg A. Smith. For information, Sidney Taylor at 214-421-2159. 214-421-2159. Hey.
We're back on Church Information and Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett, your host, and we each and every Saturday morning from 7 to 9 a.m. And you can join us at 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893 is the number to call. I'm talking slow this morning because I really want to get this one over to you, because we are dealing with a multi-billion, maybe $trillion idea of motivating our elderly. Our elderly are the wisest, smartest people and the wealthiest people we have in our race. We are. I don't have to worry about young white people. They're already motivated. They're going on, take up their father's business and mother's business, going in corporate America, they'll be taken care of. Why don't we take care of ourselves that way? Just a little small business. If you can't hire but 2 or 3 people, one other person, Look what you're doing. It grows. This is not rocket science. This is just plain common sense. All right. Let's go to our line. Let's say with line one and say good morning to Grady. All righty.
Good morning, Pastor Barnett.
Good morning, Grady. How are you doing this morning?
Oh, wonderful. And happy holidays, Merry Christmas.
Happy holidays to you.
Pastor Barnett, every time I call you, I'm serious. I've even met you before. And, number one, we got to start at trust. Our people have been taught we won't.
Grady, could you speak up just a little bit? I'm having some problems here.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. Pastor Barnett, it's called trust. Our people have been taught not to trust one another. And then, so now how can the elderly person...
That's culturally conditioning.
Yes, sir. Okay.
But this is what I'm saying. Listen, even if they don't trust, they start the businesses themselves.
Well, Pastor Barnett, the reason they won't start the business themselves because now they at the age to where I've already paid my dues. So
what dues have we paid? We work for somebody else. My generation.
They're working and that labor. Then I got to also put that equity into that person, and so you'd be surprised. I had to start on myself, Pastor, my own business, and it was hurtful to when there were people that could have lent me aid, or gave me, help, money wise, or either, help me, with a loan, whatever it took to empower me, to empower my people. I didn't have that help, and the reason I didn't have that help, sir, because trust in the role of the church. I go to them a little bit.
Grady. What I'm hearing now is something very negative coming from you.
In fact, Pastor Barnett, we'll go hire an engineer or somebody outside of the church, and we got them sitting down right in the parish.
Okay. We'll have to cut that out, but we can't think negative.
Yes.
Now, you said they didn't help you financially.
Right.
So a lot of these folks I'm talking about, they have money. And it won't take all their money. Just a little portion of some of these folks' money to start things. And they will become a lot wealthier and helping their community, helping their ethnic group, helping everybody by doing this. They have expertise. A lot of these people don't need anybody else's money. They can do it. Believe me, there are a lot of businesses, it doesn't take hardly anything to get that business started. And a lot of them can start their businesses in their homes. Their homes, some of them have such large homes and everything and space that they're not even using in their homes. Nobody there but them and their spouse, and they just there, an empty nest. Put something back in the nest that can be useful to our community, to this nation, to this world. And our people, the only thing that's blocking us is the can-do attitude and will-do. That's the only thing blocking them. Because I done told you, these are our wealthiest and our most intelligent. They have all the expertise. They have everything it takes
to make it. How do we tap into that?
All you got to do is be creative. Look, they can go online. You can go online and find your business to go into. Some of them been dreaming about being in business all their lives. They just won't do it. All right. Thank you, Grady.
Thank you, sir.
All righty. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. Let's go to Tom. Let's go. Good morning, Tom.
Good morning, Reverend.
Fine. How are you this morning, Tom?
Fantastic. It's great to hear you on Saturday, even though we did for 26 years hear you on Tuesday morning.
Oh, yeah. Well, I kind of blew that one. Man, after doing that for so many years, God knows how many shows. If I'm not thinking, I'll say Tuesday. I have to think not to say Tuesday because it just became automatic. For years I was on Tuesdays and Fridays. But we were on Tuesdays the whole time for right at 27 years. So I have to think to say Saturday. Yeah.
Talk about giving back to the community. There wasn't anybody that's giving back more than Reverend Barnett. I mean, seriously. That man in Mexico, he is definitely out of jail, isn't he, Reverend?
Well, I've talked to his lawyer. I've talked to Reverend right now. There's a possibility he'll be on the show next Saturday morning. Great possibility. They called me.
Fantastic.
And asked me would I let him on next Tuesday morning. We want to talk to him. He's a beautiful person. We'd love to have his mother. But he got caught up in a political thing. Let's be honest about it.
Oh, yeah, bottom line, exactly.
It was
but
political.
But he is out of jail.
He's home. He's been home over a week. Oh, yeah. He's home. He's home. Thank God he's home.
Exactly.
Now, I'm told he might have lost a little weight and everything, but he's home and safe. So,
exactly. And out of that hellhole, the bottom line, he's out of that hellhole. And
yes, Lord. But I just hate, but people are going to have to learn there are certain things that the federal government is not going to touch at certain times.
Right.
This is the way life is.
Time.
Yes.
Especially during political elections.
They were not about to blow that election.
Right. Exactly.
Messing with that, and Fast and Furious was hanging over their heads.
Right. In both countries, there was presidential elections, too, simultaneously.
Yeah. So they didn't want to touch that for...
Exactly.
But like I told him, as soon as the election over, he'll be coming home. And it was the truth. I told them the truth. I told them the information I had gathered. I gave it to them.
I mean, those truckers could have done a heck of a lot more than they did to get you involved way up here in Dallas, so you're spread so thin. When those truckers had the power to shut that thing down in the New York second.
That's what I called for.
I know.
Hey, run out of gas right there at those exits coming in and going out of Mexico. Run out of gas. Get out your truck.
Exactly.
Start walking. Walk to the nearest station 10 miles away. Walk away from...
With your little gas can in your hand.
Yeah, with a little bitty gas can in your hand, like let's go start that big truck.
You got a great sense of humor earlier in the morning, Reverend Barnett. That's beautiful.
No, but that's what I said for them to do. The truckers, I want them to... Because I have a lot of truckers that's listening to me right now.
Oh, right. Exactly. Truckers love talk shows. Truckers love talk shows.
See, a lot of these people you be hearing, a lot of them are in trucks that are calling me. Yeah.
And they've called you for years. They've listened
to you over the years, Some have told me they time their thing to come through Dallas when I'm on the air, so they can catch my show and move on. Yeah,
and
but
that's community radio. It's local community radio. One of the few in the country that have local community radio.
Yeah, best radio station in the country. All right.
Exactly. Talk to you later.
All right, thank you, Tom. All right.
Bye-bye.
972-647 and 1893 is the number to call. 972-647-1893. Let's go to line 4 and say good morning. Excuse me, to Robert. Good morning, Robert.
Good morning, Reverend Doctor.
Well, I'm glad you called. Here's a man. What was that? $50, $70, $90? What was that you started your business with?
3 $100 bills.
3 $100 bills. You own the largest dude ranch of any African American in America. You own car dealerships. You own other things. 3 $100 bills. Now, you always push for banks to lend us money, but you didn't die on the vine waiting on the bank to bring you some money, did you?
Because they still not going to loan me any money.
Right. But what about we have so many of our people that have drawn great retirements. They're sitting back doing nothing all day when they could get out and really bail our race out.
Right. And also, some could go in business, and some could just be activists. Because when they were working on these jobs, they couldn't take a position because if their boss heard them say thing that didn't sound like what he thought was right, that they could lose their job, and now they're independent, so they could take stands. You know, Rev, when you look at what's happening in Dallas, Texas right now, you know, the city of Dallas is looking out for the 2 to 3% of the people of this city. They looking out for the rich. When you look at
Well, I mean, that's what society do is look out for the rich. If you're rich, you get more. If you're poor, you don't get anything. That's just the way people are, man. That's society.
right, but you hear like on the news, you hear them talking about economic development coming to southern Dallas. What's happening in Dallas? When you look at the city of Dallas invested $110 million for a park over a bridge, $186 million for a bridge to West Dallas when they could have invested $186 million in West Dallas, and then we would have economic development. Now, here's the new deal that they're doing. You know, yesterday, the big announcement about the private golf course. This course, if this land is owned by the city, and the city is going to give this to AT&T and SMU, and they're saying that they're going to let the little kids from First Tee come out there and practice. But it's all about the rich.
Now, they going to play the Byron Nelson out there from now on.
Right, but this is all
It's in South Dallas, right?
The this is land that the taxpayers of the city of Dallas own. The $20 million is coming from the taxpayers. But in that fine print, they're saying private golf course. This is going to be private.
That means you can't join.
You can't join. And then here's another question center that was approved in 2006 in the Barn election, the $14 million. Now, they're going to give this to a private, a nonprofit from another state here and own this facility with no rent for 30 years. This is taxpayers' money. And if you look at their brochure, they don't even have a black person on that brochure.
Wait a minute. Now, whose district is that going to be in?
That district, all the blacks are supporting it, but that's in Bonsall Hills district.
And Von Seal is not demanding some type of equity for African Americans to have some say so and make some money off this? Is she asking for something for us on this?
They have befriended. These are rich white people from North Dallas who have positioned themselves to bring a nonprofit from another state to come here and manage this facility. See, it was agreed that from the beginning when the taxpayers voted for the $14 million, it was agreed that a company, another entity, will raise $20 million. So nobody raised no money. So now they went got a nonprofit from another state to come here and put in a equestrian center for little white kids and mention something about at-risk youth. But, I mean, they're going to give them 30 years. They're going to give them 30 years free rent. And they're going to give them the city's land.
See, we don't get those kind of breaks, and but we support that kind of mess by voting for these bond packages.
We can't even get water and sewer. And see, we can't even get water and sewer around UNT for black landowners. We can't get nothing. But see, if these people, and this should be something that all blacks stand up and take a position of. See, because you may not own any land around UNT, but the opportunity for your children and grandchildren to have better opportunities in this city to be successful. See, that's where we falling short. See, we're looking at the future. We ain't looking at our children and grandchildren opportunities that they don't have, and they will not have if we don't stand up.
Well, that's what I'm talking about this morning, and we have a class right now. Could start with just little small businesses, opening up, hiring our people, developing our communities. Remember, Sears and Roebuck did not start with that big tower in Chicago, 110 stories. They started a little store. Mr. Roebuck was a black man that really started Sears. A lot of people don't know that. Delta Airlines was founded by a black man. We can go on down. But look here, I'm up against a break. And
Let me just say one thing here. Let me just say this before we hang up. Every race of people is creating jobs and opportunity for themselves. it's us that's
not doing it.
For our food and our clothes and our shelter and education of our children on other races.
Yeah. All right. Thank you, Robert. And you can call me 972-647-1893. We're up against a short break, and we'll be right back.
You're listening to KNON 89.3 FM in Dallas. Voted best radio station for 2 years in a row by the Dallas Observer.
Let's see. Obama won both the popular vote and the Electoral College tally. Democrats didn't just add to their Senate majority, but added such feisty progressive new senators as Elizabeth Warren, Tammy Baldwin, and Mazie Hirono. Even in the House, Dems won the national vote and gained 7 seats. Plus, progressives scored victories coast to coast on ballot initiatives. Wow, the only conclusion you can draw is that the Republican Party now has a mandate to set the policy agenda for the next 4 years. Huh? Astonishingly, that's the conclusion of the GOP's congressional leaders. I guess we should have expected as much from a party so deeply mired in delusion that its chief political guru, Karl Rove, kept hotly insisting on election night that Mitt Romney had won, even though he'd clearly lost. Later, it was surreal to hear Republican House Leader John Boehner declare, "We'll have as much of a mandate as Obama will." Then, going from surreal to insane, the GOP's Senate sourpuss Mitch McConnell proclaimed, "Now it's time for the president to propose solutions that actually have a chance of passing the Republican-controlled House." Memo to Mitch and Boehner. America just had a year-long nationwide debate on whether to keep pampering Wall Street hucksters and tax dodgers, privatize Medicare and Social Security, continue whacking the country's social safety net, maintain fat subsidies for big oil, repeal Obamacare and other aspects of your coke-headed, tinkle-down, ridiculous policies, and you lost. This is Jim Hightower saying, far from accepting such twaddle from these GOP fabulous, it's time for Obama and the Democrats in Congress to go to the people who elected them, mobilizing this great grassroots majority to push passage of a bold progressive agenda of percolate up economic prosperity.
Yo, what's up? I'm gonna kick it with the line, y'all know. Yo, Slim, can I kick it like this? Here we go. Well, it's time to make that change. People of the world today are fading. All of us have our ups and downs. You better think about it or you won't be around. What we need is a little bit of love, sent by one from heaven up above. Chicken from tea is simple and plain. This ain't no game, you know what I'm saying? What? It's time. Yep.
Time to make the change.
Here we go.
We are the people who can do it.
Oh yeah. Yo, Mob, kick it for me one time.
What is the world coming to? Seems like everyone is running from the truth.
Yep.
We need to stand up and fight, walk into the light. We're the people, we can do it if we try. I know we can do it. Somebody asked me, why do we have to go through it? It's just a test of our faith. What we're living day to day. We don't know where, we don't know when, but it's coming back again.
About that time.
Oh, time to make the change. We are the people.
All right. We are back on for the second portion of Church Information and Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett, your host. Clint is producing. All righty. All right, on this date, December 1st, 1955, Rosa Parks refused to give up her seat on an Alabama bus there in Montgomery, Alabama, igniting a boycott that would lead to a Supreme Court decision outlawing segregation in public transportation. On this date, December 1st, Miss Rosa Parks sat down that America might stand up. December 1st. Also, on this day in 1992, Pearl Stewart became the first black woman editor of the Oakland Tribune, which has a circulation of over 100,000 issues. So it's a name, a great publisher, Miss Pearl Stewart. James Baldwin died on this day in 1987. James Baldwin was one of our great novelists and playwrights. Also in 1935, singer extraordinaire, beautiful baritone voice, Mr. Lou Rawls was born on this day in Chicago, Illinois. Also in 1982, painter Minnie Evans was born in 1892 on this day, December 1st. Also in 1878, founder of the NAACP, Arthur Spinion, was born on this day, December 1st, 1878. So much more, but we'll get back to more African American history notes on this date, December 1st, this day, in remembrance of all, so many who have paid so much. People, let's live full lives. God has given you extra years not just to sit back and do nothing. You are our richest generation, seniors. You are our most educated, our smartest, you are wisest, you have more experience, you have it all going for you. But I want to challenge our fellow seniors. Let's do something. Let's open some businesses. Let's do something with our young people. Let's do something to make sure they have a brighter future. All righty, let's go to our job line, Greg Barber on line 4. Good morning, Greg.
Good morning, Reverend Barnett.
Fine. Are there any jobs out there?
There are some jobs out here this morning on our SAT job line. The Solutions and Actions Today job line brought to you every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. during church information and open forum here on KNON 89.3, the voice of the people. This morning on the job line, we have PAS Commercial Concrete Construction. It's for power tool customer service construction desk receptionist. They're asking you the number for inquiry is 214-876-2829. Once again, PAS Commercial Concrete Construction is looking for a power tool customer service desk receptionist. The number for inquiry is 214-876-2829. Ask for James Williams. Universal Lubricants is looking for a warehouse worker. They're asking you to email your resume to hr@universallubes.com. Once again, Universal Lubricants is looking for warehouse workers. You can fax your resume to 316-832-3784, or you can email your resume to hr@universallubes. That's UNIVERSALLUBES.com. DXP is looking for a warehouse lead. They're asking you to apply online at www.dxpe.com. Once again, DXP is looking for a warehouse lead. They're asking you to apply online at www.dxpe.com. Honeywell is looking for a warehouse worker. They're asking you to apply online at www.honeywell.com. Once again, Honeywell is looking for warehouse workers. They're asking you to apply online at www.honeywell.com. Uline is looking for a warehouse associate. They're asking you to apply online at www.uline.com. Once again, Uline is looking for a warehouse associate. They're asking you to apply online at www.uline.com. Solar Turbines is looking for a warehouse lead. They're asking you to apply online at www.solarturbines, SOLARTURBINES.com. Once again, Solar Turbines is looking for a warehouse lead. They're asking you to apply online at www.solarturbines.com. If you are a child-loving, patient, and energetic individual and would like to work in a daycare setting, the number for inquiry is 972-290-4995. Once again, if you are a child-loving, patient, and energetic individual and would like to work in a daycare setting, the number for inquiry is 972-290-4995. If you are a person affected by addiction and need assistance with your recovery efforts, or an ex-offender trying to make that transition back into mainstream society and need assistance with job searches, the number for inquiry is 214-634-2722. If you are an ex-offender and would like needing assistance with job searches, or a person affected by addiction and needs assistance with your recovery efforts, the number for inquiry is 214-634-2722. Today is a good day if you're looking for a job to find one. Let me repeat that. Today is a good day if you're looking for a job to find one. Today is also a great day to make this church information in open form and follow through with. Today is also a great day to make a pledge to church information in open form and follow through with. Following on Reverend Barnett's theme, today is a good day to make a difference in the life of someone else. Today is a good day, great day, to make a difference in the life of someone else. You are an investment. You are God's investment. He invested all the resources needed to keep you here and to keep you alive, sane, and in your right mind. He expects a return on investment. That return is to reach out and help someone else. And with that, we bring our SAT job line to a close.
All righty. Thank you, Greg. Thank you. Great job, as always, Mr. Greg Barber, with our Solution in Action Today job line. Also, in this day, in 1641, December 1st, 1641, Massachusetts became the first colony to give statutory recognition to slavery. Other colonies followed. Connecticut in 1650, Virginia in 1661, Maryland 1663, New York and New Jersey 1664, South Carolina 1682, Rhode Island and Pennsylvania 1700, North Carolina 1715, and Georgia 1750. In other words, on this day, basically, slavery began in America with government approval on this date, December 1st, 1641 in Massachusetts. All right, you can call us at 972-647-1893, 972-647-1893. All righty, let's go to line one and say good morning to, is that Kellerton? Okay, all right. Good morning, Kellerton.
Yes.
Yeah.
How you doing, Reverend Barnett?
Fine, how are you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm one of those truck drivers that listen to you.
Oh,
I kind of want to take a subject to it's a pretty good example of what you're saying in college sports. I can't believe all these years other black athletes that came out of these universities made a lot of money and pushed for them to get some automatic bids from black universities. There used to be, that was the only thing that we could go to.
That's
they
right.
didn't even want us in their big universities. And
That's
we know
right.
how much money college football is making now. And these black colleges have no chance at the table, though. And we just going along in that black section that the athletes that they don't want, they go to those schools, or they kick out for whatever reason they want to say that it wasn't acceptable, so he had to fall back to that pool of university. But there should have been all these big executives at these big conferences. Now that they're restructuring their conferences to make them mega conferences, want them to be with their own goodwill, invite some black colleges into this automatic bid.
But you know something, Kettleton?
Increase revenue. What was that?
Let me show you something about. Watch it on TV today. On the field, most of the stars and everything will be black.
The whole audience.
But now, but now, watch the sidelines, who also give scholarships, are cheerleaders.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How many black cheerleaders do you see?
Oh, they might throw a few tokens there and sprinkle one.
Not too many.
Yeah, some of them just be totally.
Some don't have any, some might have one.
Yes, sir. Yes.
And that's a scholarship skill, cheerleading. But now we can play on the field and win the game and give the university make all that money for the university and give them all of that clout. But when it comes to something like that, we're left out.
And like you're saying, and that's revenue for that school. That it proves that school. It just imagine those black universities finance it is.
Well, let me show you what black colleges. Let me show you what blacks do for major colleges. They raise revenue on the football field and then on the basketball court. Those particular sports, football and basketball, which is major revenue makers for those colleges, they help fund sports like fencing, swimming, equestrian, you name it, that are non-revenue sports. They are financed by black athletes that blacks don't participate in.
Medical research too. I heard it gets into that.
Oh yeah,
funded that university generate and allow them to advance other departments within the school. And plus, we know the presidents and some of the big deans and boosters are making a lot of money off of these
these
same schools. We look at Penn State, the horrible things going on, and nobody had no idea. But you smart as mean as they are, I know they see this, but they look at us like, oh, they don't care, so why should we care to invite black college teams? There should have been someone said by now to have black colleges a part of the automatic bid system, which means more TV time, ESPN packages, all these different Big 12 networks, all this money they're spreading around between their universities, and they're the black colleges have no chance to be involved in it whatsoever.
No, and the sad situation, many of those athletes who go to these predominantly white schools don't leave with a degree after making all that money for that school.
And if they have to make a certain mistake, it's like the world can't go on without. We got to get rid of this guy. He's the worst guy on earth, and we watching coaches doing horrible things, and they still give them their prestige, and they still didn't want to give. All that stuff went on at Penn State. Joe Parr, they still want. Well, he's a great man. No, he will sit around and watch some horrible things happen. But you're just killing. Even right now, Deion, what he's trying to do, boy, they're trying to kill him. He's just a bad guy. This can't be tolerated. It's amazing. But we sit back, like you say, kind of accept it. Nobody's upset about it. Watch the best of our athletes. Help them. Nobody has a problem with it. Athletes came out with great money. They have no complaints. They still back and cheer for them.
Yeah, but most of them don't come out with great money. That's a few. That's a few that make it in the NFL and NBA. Only a handful. Most don't. But they kind
of kiss up to the system to play the game, so they won't say nothing about the way that system looks. They don't want to buck the system, so they just go along and get along.
All righty. Thank you for your call.
Thank you, Brody.
That clears the line, 972-647-1893. Did you all see this thing they did on Deion Sanders and his school, Prime Time? That was savagery. Ooh, that was vicious. How they went against Deion. They pointed out the fact that he did not graduate. He pointed out the fact that the guy that's with him did not graduate. There have been many a person that have started schools, colleges, universities. They themselves did not graduate, but they had the expertise, they had the finance to hire those who did graduate to run their schools. That was downright racism, what Channel 8 did on Deion. That was racist. I want to hear some of that on also, but we don't want to get too far away from calling and asking and pleading to African American seniors, those retirees. Come on out. Start businesses. Start doing things. Come together. You've lived long enough now to know what life is all about. You are the ones that can bail out our race. 972-647-1893 is the number to call. Where are we? We're up against the break? All right. We'll take a short break, and we'll be back in just one moment.
Do you love polka music? Do you have a big collection of polka music you'd like to play on the radio? KNON has the perfect opportunity for you. North Texas Polka Radio, KNON's Polka Radio Show, is now seeking a new DJ. Think you have what it takes for a great polka radio show? We'd like to hear from you right now. Go to knon.org and click Contact the Station for more information. You can also send in a list of 25 songs with song title and artist to KNON 5353, Maple Avenue, Suite 200, Dallas, Texas 75235. Attention, Dave Chaos. Help us keep polka alive on community radio in Dallas-Fort Worth. That's KNON.org or KNON 5353 Maple Avenue, Suite 200, Dallas, Texas 75235. Attention, Dave Chaos. Send your application today.
Business owners, tell KNON's listeners about your business. You can put your business or event on KNON. KNON currently has space available to run announcements for you. Tell KNON's listeners about your goods, services, nightclub, concert, or event. Help keep the voice of the people on the air while putting your information on the air. KNON's been named the #1 radio station in Dallas by both the Dallas Observer and D Magazine. Put your business with Dallas's #1 station. Call now for more information at 214-828-9500, extension 227 or extension 233. For more information, go to KNON.org and click on the Run Spots on KNON page. It's a great way for your business to support community radio while letting more people know about you.
Senior Care Centers Dallas Health and Rehabilitation provides 24-hour skilled nursing services, offers occupational, speech, and physical therapy, bilingual staff available, and has served the South Dallas community close to 40 years. They accept Medicare, Medicaid, provide private insurance, Medicaid pending. They are located at 2815 Martin Luther King Boulevard in Dallas. And on Saturday, December the 1st at 12 p.m., the Senior Care Center will host a community open house gospel festival featuring the Angelic Shaw Sisters, Us Three the Trinity, Deidre Else, Osa McGee III, C.E. Williams, and the Tones of Glory Gospel Quartet and Band, hosted by Greg A. Smith. For information, Sidney Taylor at 214-421-2159. 214-421-2159.
KNON thanks Wagoners Trucking for their support of community radio heard on 89.3 FM. Wagoners Trucking is now hiring experienced auto transport and flatbed drivers. Qualifications include valid Class A CDL with no violations, 12 months of current experience, ability to pass pre-employment screening. We offer auto transport and flatbed specific training to those who qualify. That's Wagoners Trucking now hiring experienced auto transport and flatbed drivers. For more information on employment with Wagoners Trucking, 855-924-8785. Once again, 855-924-8785 or on the web at joinwagoners.com.
All right, we're back on Church Information and Open Forum. I'm Marion Barnett, your host. Clint is producing, and all right, William J. Dockery. William is filming, and we're on the internet. We are on the internet. We're going to bring William on later on in the show to tell you where we are. If they haven't blocked my show, he's told me they blocked some of my shows. They didn't want me coming on. So he'll be telling you about that. But let us remind you, today is World AIDS Day. And from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. in downtown Dallas, there'll be a rally, a march, and it will be bordering the areas in the park there at Live Oak, Commerce, and Harwood, and Main Street. So, World AIDS Day. Let's be in downtown from 3 to 6 p.m. this afternoon. World AIDS Day, December 1st. A lot of things happen on December 1st. Also, on December 1st, 1774, the Continental Congress would no longer allow the importation of slaves. Do you know the Continental Congress actually stopped slavery in 1774 and said that was it? Let's make these people citizens. And guess who? Yeah, the black man was the president of the Continental Congress. Did you know Barack Obama truly is not the first black president? A black man was the first president of the United States of America, and he stopped slavery, he along with the Continental Congress, 1774. People, study your history. You'd be shocked to know what has gone down in history that our school systems will not teach our children. All right, let's go back to our phone lines. Where are we? Is that Pamela on line 4? All right, let's talk to Pamela. All right, good morning, Pamela.
Good morning. How you doing?
Fine. How are you this morning?
I'm good. I woke up and I was just hearing your program. I was telling the other young man that answered your phone that I had want to apply for a position that I know that I was well qualified for because I have experience over 20 years of cleaning and housekeeping service. And this company was based out of Richardson, and I went and applied and everything. And the young lady told me that I met the requirements, everything, and I had to just pass a drug test, and that was it. Well, I kept waiting and waiting around for them, and I never did hear anything, Reverend Barnett. And I called them back, and I said, well, I put in my application. I said, I'm just wondering what was the reason why I didn't get the position. And she started saying, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, this. I said, well, what requirement did I didn't meet? I said, can you be specific? I said, because when I was there, y'all told me I just had to wait for a drug test. And I was telling the young man answer the phone that I think they kind of just put my application to the background because this was a Hispanic-based company, and I'm thinking they just wanted bilinguals, but it was like a temp, and they were contract work out to you. So I was going to say this, that we're going to have to really start, I see it in my job workplace, too. We're going to have to really start supporting one another when it comes down to business. I went to another job, and I was qualified. And Reverend Barnett, I'm not making this up. I did not see not one African-American person in the place of establishment.
Oh, I can believe that.
I only seen Hispanics and Caucasian. And I asked him, I say, he said, well, you got the job. And he told me this on the phone. He told me this in person. He said, I'm just going to call you back and let you know. I waited 2 or 3 days. I called back. I said, well, you never did call me back. What's the problem? He said, we went with another person. We just rehired them back.
Well,
so I was trying to say that this is the time that we are, it's real. We're living in it. If you drive down the street, I drive down 114 every day going to work. There's not an African-American on the road. It's all Latinos and Hispanics. I work in a retirement. We have no black people living inside a black retirement. I know we have African-Americans that are qualified to live in places like that, but they're not living in there. They're not.
Okay, now, what about if we could get seniors to invest some of their money and buy the supplies and everything you need to do some cleaning? They know, and they can be helped to get contracts and start our own cleaning companies. What about that?
That would be one.
This is what I'm talking about.
I've been trying to do that for give them a cleaning service. I made money for 5 different cleaning companies. I've cleaned for Ross Perot buildings, those airports buildings over there. And the man that contracted, he was making $1,000 off of me. And one of the men came up and told me, no, he was a white man. He was making a lot of money off of me. He said, man, why don't you get your own country? He said, because this man is making a lot. But he was only paying me $200 on that building.
Well, that's the way it goes. When you own the business, you make the money.
Yes, sir. So I just want to call in and say you are right on the money this morning.
Right. And see, the thing about this is it's not hard to do. I remember when all cleaning ladies, all janitors, all maids, butlers, chauffeurs, whatever we had in the service industry were black. I remember that. So, and we still got people who know that particular profession. Go. And they got the money now to invest. Go. And bid. Make bids. Do the contract. You can supply. Hire your people. We have a job line here that comes on this show every time I come on the air. We'll put it out there, put it out there for you, that you have some jobs, that you are hiring people. There are things that we can do. So many things we can do. Not just that, we can do. We have architects, engineers, you name it. Every profession you can think of. We have seniors that have expertise in those particular fields and have some finance that could really get a great business start to go on from generation to generation, where our youngsters, our next generations and everything can have some place to work and develop themselves. All right. Thank you for your call and comment. That clears the line. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. Which one is? Let's go to Kevin on line 1. All righty. Good morning, Kevin.
Hey, good morning, Pastor Barnett. How you doing?
Fine. How are you this morning?
Doing quite well. I just want to start off by saying, in order to serve the people, you got to be able to love the people. And if you're not loving the people, you're not going to serve the people. And I think that's just where we are. And
well, now, there are people who love money so much. They'll do a good job of hiring and getting people jobs and everything. They don't care anything. A lot of them don't care anything about people, but they love money. Now, I'm not just saying for them to give away something. These people can make big money. Big money right now if they would just show some initiative. And God is not giving them extra years on this earth to sit back and retire. You check Jesus out. No disciple that he called ever retired alive.
Absolutely. And I'll back it up by saying, with a closed fist, in mind, you can't receive anything.
Can't get nothing going out, nothing coming in.
That's right. I also want to kind of talk just a little bit about. I heard the young man earlier. You know, he was talking about the NCAA, and he was talking about coaches and athletes. And I think it's very important that we teach kids who have that aspiration. Your first job when you receive your scholarship is to get your degree.
Right.
It's not to go to the NFL or to the NBA. If you don't come out of that institution with your degree, it's nobody's fault but yours. It's not the coaches. It's your fault. Because then you have been used, because that coach is going to give you 4 years to get your degree. And that institution, they're receiving money off of games, paraphernalia, and everything else. And your job is to come out with your degree.
Well, let me straighten something out there. They don't necessarily give you 4 years, because those scholarships are renewed from year to year.
And I'm glad you said that. They are year to year.
Yeah, year to year.
That's why it's important. Kids coming out of high school, your character will also determine if you keep your scholarship. Your character, whether you're a HBCU or a predominantly white university, because believe it or not, Coach Eddie Robinson removed many of players from his team because of their character and their unwillingness not to want to go to class. You know, Grambling State University under Coach Eddie Robinson had the highest graduation rate among college athletes across the country.
Well, you see, they have to understand they're a student first.
Absolutely.
And then an athlete second. But in the minds of those coaches, you're an athlete first and a student second. All right? And they don't care as long as if they can enter you into basket weaving just to keep you eligible to play, they'll do it. If you don't look out for yourself, they could care less in most cases. There are very few coaches out there that's going to make sure that their athletes stay up and they're getting their core curriculum classes out of the way and getting into a major and doing well in their major. There are very few coaches that are going to do that. They want to make sure that you are athletically fit and that you can take your basket weaving or whatever, some stupid course they give you just to keep you eligible, that the NCAA requires so many hours that you have to pass in order to remain eligible. They're going to do that. But you're right. These young people are going to have to understand that they have to look out for themselves. Parents need to understand when you allow your child to go to those particular schools, check the graduation records they have for those athletes. Check and see what goes on there on campus and everything. And then you can get a sort of a vision of the percentages that they will offer, whether your child will graduate. And they don't give you 4 years. They're renewed from year to year. And if they will graduate and have a better life, because you have to understand, most athletes will not make it to another level. That's how they'll go. All right.
Absolutely.
Thank you. That clears the line. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. Let's go to line 3 and say good morning to Reverend Ron Wright. Good morning, preacher.
Good morning, Pastor. How you doing this morning? You got a great show this morning, and some calls have come and done some really great things. But I want a couple of things by you right quick, and I know you got attitude reflects leadership,
right?
And so we have allowed people who look like us not to do anything for us. Then that's why we're in the situation we're in. I understand you're asking the seniors to stand up and take a stand, but you know what? The generation behind them has been genocide and attacked. And so they don't really feel comfortable because they lost their grandson to crack. They lost their granddaughter, their daughter to prostitution. And we sit back and we have not said one word about it as a people. We can't get mad at the Hispanic community because they came into this country and done what we should have done.
That's right.
like you, great leaders like Dr. King, who died so we could have the right to do this, but we sat back and we destroyed our own self. So when back in the early days, we could indict the white man in the 60s and 70s, but in the 80s and 90s, we had to indict the white man and the black woman, and they're going to be upset with me. But in 2000, we got to indict the black community. You mentioned Deion Sanders. I went to one of those hearings, Pastor, and everybody that sat at that table looked like Deion Sanders. Now, why would black people stop a black man from opening up in a high school? Everybody at that table looked like Deion, Pastor. It blew me away.
No, these were black folks. They did that.
At that table looked like Deion Sanders. It was, and that, that's what I'm saying. And it's not just that.
You got to be kidding me.
Pastor, everybody looked like Deion Sanders that sat at that table. That wasn't a table full of white folks. That was a table full of African Americans. If it was some white folk there, it might have been two. But the rest of that table were people who looked like Deion. So that's why it's the mentality. When you got people who could have made a difference in our lives, who could have gotten 65,000 jobs from an inland port, that could have called black folks to get jobs, that could have created jobs, then we need to hold our own people accountable. Casey Call talks about the election and all what they're going to do. 2013, we're going to end this dog and pony show. It's about taking care of our people. I went to hear it on Thursday, Pastor, with Angela Graham, who was the 911 operator, to see if she could keep her job. Everybody pretty much at that table looked like Angela Graham.
Okay.
Even your chief was there. And even after we played her case out to him, he really didn't have a leg to stand on. And it was a shame that after we presented the evidence and said, you're accusing the victim of the crime, she had nothing to do with the woman being killed. Actually, the other operator didn't either, because the man had already killed the woman, even as the police got there. They knew exactly where the man lived. They went
the police blew that.
To pick him up.
Yeah, the police blew that.
Days earlier.
Yeah.
And it wasn't a priority calling him because they got a call 2 days earlier. So we got to hold we sit back silent, and silent helps to torment her and not torment it. We sit back and let elected officials who look like us use her. And Pastor, I can understand Grandma saying, I ain't trying to do nothing because you know what? The people she had to fight through to get what she got never helped her. And so that's the mentality. Even one of your callers said that the church, we can't blame the church for everything, but we got to, as a church, be a voice for our people. Yeah. Not somebody paying us for campaigns, but be a voice for our people.
That's right.
We preach the gospel every Sunday, Pastor. You know that.
Yeah.
And I ask our people, do you know how to bring people to church? We can preach it, but when the world says, no, you ain't got to worry about that. You ain't got to worry about getting no job. We got food stamps. We got Section 8.
Yeah. To make sure you never accomplish anything in life. They pay you to be nothing.
Me and you say,
and I hate this system.
To your people. Me and you say that. If you don't see your people, don't spend your money. Don't spend your money when you don't see your people. But you can't tell them that. They told them to leave South Dallas and let them go to Duncansville. You need to go over that Bonton area. They're getting ready to take that area.
Oh, Lord, yes. That's going to be one of the most exclusive areas, I'm told, in the United States of America.
And we've got a city council member that sits over there, and they say the word because their caller said, and Ronald Peaches said, they paying them off, and it's about them.
Yeah.
It's all about them and anybody else, and that's shame on us. I ain't mad at them. When we don't hold somebody accountable, they'll do just what they plan on doing. From our county commissioner all the way down to our city councilman, we should have held them accountable for what we've done.
I know that's right.
Let's go. Brian Joseph.
Look here. Now, what are you going to have going over there at what is that, Jesse Owens Park or what?
Jesse Owens Park at PC Car. It's a PC Car Stadium.
Yeah, PC Car.
Your 5th annual Brian Joseph Christmas in the community. I need to come by the church and pick up your application.
Okay.
Monday is the last day we
y'all people, Reverend Wright is doing something, and he does this every year phenomenal. He had big, huge 18-wheelers out there loaded with toys and different things that he give away free to children every year. This is one of the most phenomenal things I've seen. He gives this stuff away. And we had the chance to sign up children to make sure your children get something for Christmas. Get something for Christmas. I'll give those to you Monday. But I have some more I need to sign up because you know how people are. They wait till the last minute to fill that paperwork out.
Yeah, well,
you going to give me your money to get those names in?
I can give it to you. You're the boss. I got to do that.
Okay. All right. So I'll give you those names and those children. Y'all come on to church Sunday. Get your names down. This is a phenomenal thing that Dr. Wright do. And Dr. Wright, you lost one of your sponsors. Have you replaced that sponsor yet? Are you looking for another sponsor?
I'm looking for another, but I'm out here hustling and struggling every day, Pastor.
I know you hustling, getting all this together. Man, you hustle. You got so much energy, it's unreal. And they stealing your cars and everything else because you're standing up. They taking your vehicles and just stealing them. And is there a number for them to call?
Yeah, 214-779-3549. And that's 214-779-3549. And Monday is the deadline, so they need to give me a call today. We've got a spot, I think, for like 15 more families.
All righty. Okay, thank you. All right, thank you, Reverend. All right, if you want to just come by my church Sunday morning, and I'll sign. We got 15 openings, 15 families. We'll sign you up for. There's no reason why your child shouldn't wake up on Christmas morning and not have something, some toys, something to make them happy. I know, don't call me about that ain't Jesus, but I know all of this. I know, even though the day Jesus was really born, you studied enough, you know he was born April 1st. But if you have some children, come to my church Sunday, Booten and Masters, and we'll sign you up, and I'll make sure your children get some toys, and he have these big 18-wheelers lined up. With full of toys, giving stuff away free. He doesn't charge a dime. This man gets out and hustles this every year. Tell you what, we're up against a short break, and we'll be back. I promise you I'll take some more calls. 972-647-1893. I'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Gilda from the Wednesday Morning Blues Crew, and I'm here to invite you to the KNON Blues Diva Showcase Sunday, December 9th at Port David's Pub. I'll be performing with my band, the Gilda Nadina Band, along with a talented cast of amazing blues women featuring Miss Marcy and her Texas sugar daddies, Blue Lisa, and the Big D Playboys, Andrea Dawson, Brittany Yates, Javelin, Lady Lotion, and Sugar Mama. Short Stack from Blue Mondays will be your hostess. The legendary Henderson's Chicken will be providing a free fried chicken dinner. It's a party for your ears and a party for your belly. This is an early show with doors at 5 and music at 5:30. It's an early show ending at 9 p.m. Tickets are at KNON.org, Henderson's Chicken Outlets in Dallas, Fair Park, and Lancaster, Bill's Records, and Forever Young Records in Grand Prairie. Port David's Pub is located at 1313 South Lamar in Dallas. Blues Divas Showcase Sunday, December 9, 5 p.m. at Port David's Pub. This is a KNON benefit event.
Join the KNON Community Advisory Board. It is a great opportunity to offer your voice to the voice of the people. KNON's Community Advisory Board provides advice to KNON's Board of Directors about KNON programming decisions, community service, and policies. The role of the Community Advisory Board is solely advisory. This board meets 4 times a year on the second Tuesday of January, April, July, and October. The next meeting is January 8th, 2013 at KNON. Meetings are open to the public. If you're interested, please go to KNON.org and scroll down through our events or call 214-237-3003 for more information. Deadline for applications is Monday, December 17th.
Want to hear some great Texas blues? KNON has the CD for you. KNON's Texas Blues Radio Volume 5, our latest blues compilation CD to benefit community radio, sponsored by Forever Young Records. This CD features 15 tracks and 60 minutes of great original Dallas-Fort Worth blues from Tutu Jones, Blues Boy Bo, Buddy Whittington, Andrea Dawson, Kirkland James, Sonny Colley, Johnny Red and the Roosters, the Chris Watson Band, the Two Tones, the Rough Cut Blues Band, Jeff Stone and Charlie Love, Dave Millsap, Sirloin and the Ash-Kicking Machine, Michael J. and the Paul Bird Band, and JJ and the Detonators. We're only selling 1,000 copies, and it will never be reissued. Get your copy now at Forever Young Records in Grand Prairie, Recordtown in Fort Worth, and in Dallas at Bill's Records and Rewind Music. The CD is available as an MP3 download at KNON.org. All proceeds benefit community radio, KNON. For more info on Texas Blues Radio Volume 5, visit us at KNON.org. Get your copy now and hear some real Texas blues. Your ears will thank you for it.
Senior Care Centers Dallas Health and Rehabilitation provides 24-hour skilled nursing services, offers occupational, speech, and physical therapy, bilingual staff available, and has served the South Dallas community close to 40 years. They accept Medicare, Medicaid, provide private insurance, Medicaid pending. They are located at 2815 Martin Luther King Boulevard in Dallas. And on Saturday, December the 1st at 12 p.m., the Senior Care Center will host a community open house gospel festival featuring the Angelic Shaw Sisters, Us Three the Trinity, Deidre Else, Osa McGee III, C.E. Williams, and the Tones of Glory Gospel Quartet and Band, hosted by Greg A. Smith. For information, Sidney Taylor at 214-421-2159, 214-421-2159. Hey.
All right, we're back on Church Information and Open Forum. This is our last segment, and you can give us a call, 972-647-1893, 972-647-1893. Where do we go? Which line are we on? Let's go with Ronnie on line one. Let's start at line one. Go across. Anyway, good morning, Ronnie. Ronnie, are you there? Going once, going twice, going three times. All right, let's go to Tony online. Good morning, Tony.
Good morning. How you doing, Reverend Barnett?
Fine. How are you this morning?
All right. I wanted to talk about two things.
Tony, are you on a speakerphone?
No. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you along with a lot. Seem like other people, but okay, go right ahead.
All right, let me get to a quiet spot.
Mm-hmm.
What happened was can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Uh-huh.
Okay. Well, what I want to talk about was two things that you took up this morning. One is about Dion and one about HBCUs and white colleges. One about Dion. Mm-hmm. Dion school did not get closed, and there were DISD coaches in the URL system that denied him 3 players that wanted to come over from one school that the coach came from to another. Mm-hmm. And my thing about Reverend Wright, he's writing what he's saying, but get better facts than he has. Dion is trying to start what they've been doing in other states. Is start basically a sports factory. Granted, I'm not saying Dion is not looking out for these boys. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that it's almost like white colleges. I'm taking the talent, I'm developing the talent, but education-wise, we don't know what foundation they have.
Well, I know for a fact Dion has some excellent teachers over there.
Well,
he had the money to pay. Now, sports factories is nothing new.
True.
Haven't you had sports factories in Dallas Independent School District?
Yeah, I know.
Name one.
Carter, Kimball.
Carter and Kimball. Now, it's basically been Carter and Kimball and South Oak Cliff.
Yes.
Have been nothing but sports factories. Well, academically, Carter was good academically. But Kimball wasn't as good. Neither was Sock as good. Carter was good academically. He had both. But these schools have produced some of the greatest athletes that ever played any sports in all of history. Now your new sports factory is Skyline.
Yes.
This is nothing new. What Dion is doing, you have St. Ignatius in Cleveland. You've had, what's the school down in Louisiana? That little school down there. Didn't have 300 students, but they had the best football program in the nation for years. Florida.
Yeah, Florida.
California. I can name you high schools. They do this because, let me explain something to you. If African-American athletes, African-American entertainers was to get together, they also could bail our race out. But they don't. See, God gives us so much talent, so much to use. We don't have anything to dispense with. Whether it's athletics or entertainment, whatever field you're in, God has given us so much talent. But our problem is we will not pool our resources and work together. All of these things are good. They're good. Oh, we don't need. We need some more academics. Let me tell you something. Academically, it has helped us as a race of people, but I don't know of any activity that have helped African Americans, the image of African Americans in this world, greater than sports and entertainment.
True. And my second point I wanted to make about the colleges and HBCUs. You know, one of the things is, and I talk to a lot of Muslims, you know, Nation of Islam people, and one of the questions they ask me all the time is, why do HBCUs teach European structured schooling rather than taking, you know,
the Afrocentric approach?
Not only Afrocentric, but the historical, the world history, and take that and teach that kind of structure rather than, because if SMU and Grambling teach the same course in English or whatever, what's the difference? You know, and then, you know, then they say, well, it's a black school, black teachers. But we have black high schools, and we're not producing the same kind of educational structure that people say, well, we have black teachers who care about our students. So my thing is, if it cannot translate at the high school level, and then you make excuses at the college level saying, well, you have black college professors who care more about the student, to me that's a disconnect. And that, whereas you say in high school, black teachers do not care, and in college they do care, and they get their structured education in a college setting. And to me, you know, HBCUs need to be more, okay, how can we get the grants to go do history studies and over in Africa, which white universities get grants to do.
Yeah, but it's not so much the study as it is the type of information and the way they frame it when they bring it back.
Exactly.
And see, if it was coming from a black mind, it would be framed, and different types of information would be given in a different type way. I hear what you're saying, brother. You 1,000% right on that, and I agree with you. See, that same mind that teaches that child at Grambling, that same mind had learned the SMU way of teaching and the SMU way of thinking. See, we as a group of people, we need to change the way we think and start thinking in a relevance. If anytime they show you something about Africa, what are they going to show you? Either some children starving and hungry, or else they're going to show you some lions, some giraffes, or some hippos and everything. Here's a country, a continent that has great cities, great people, great leaders, business leaders. They own every business in the world, owned by Africans, have the richest oil and best oil without sulfur on the face of the earth, have everything. But they control your thinking about your motherland and white folks thinking about what Africa is really all about by the way they frame it and what they show you in the way they present it to you. And people must become aware they're going to have to change their thinking. All right, thank you here.
Thank you.
All righty. Clear the line. 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893 is the number to call. Let's go to Carol. Said line 3. All right. Good morning, Carol.
Good morning, Barnett. I haven't talked to you in a few years.
Yeah, it's been a long time since I heard from you.
Come on during the week.
Well, things do change.
Okay, well, I just want to get back to the subject of the way we work or whatever our race is going through. I'm African American, and I thank God for that. But until we start our little children when they're born loving themselves and love, you have to tell them when they're just first walking. Love your people. When you go out into the world, come back to your people and help them. Because by the time they get 15, they're they going off to these schools. Because my grandson go to another school in another area. But they are shown so much other stuff until when they look back at our way, it's kind of too late by the time they're 15 or 16.
Yeah.
And the first thing we can start is, it's grown men walk around. Do they walk up to brothers and ask them to pull their pants up? No. Charity starts at home, is pressed broad.
Well,
the mother and the father is the first teacher.
Well,
I start telling my kids way little, you got to be responsible for your own education.
Yeah. Well, as a baby, here's what we do. We teach our children self-hatred. As a small baby, we plant in their minds, if people see a little dark baby, And they'll see that baby and they say, oh, okay. And yeah, it's a baby.
Precious.
Yeah. But no, if they see a little light-skinned baby, ooh, Lord, she's so pretty. She's so this and she's just gorgeous. Well, you teaching that dark child that they're not worth it. They're not valuable. They're not pretty. You've just destroyed that child's self-esteem.
Right,
and we're conditioned to do that. We do that without thinking.
That's true.
We do that. Self-hatred. You taught that child to hate himself.
Our mothers, and we can have any color child on earth.
Mm-hmm.
We can have light, medium, dark, all colors.
Right. But but which ones do most of our people revel? Is that light skinned one? That oh Lord, that child is so pretty. That child is this. That we are.
And that plays out in a lot of families too, and it's really sad. It's really sad.
Oh, I've known some families over the years, and they have the family reunion. The dark ones be on one side, and the light ones on the other. In the same family, same last name, come from the same parents or grandparents and all of that. That stuff, see, we're going to have to check ourselves out before we can check anybody else out.
And like the last brother said about us learning Africa, if we have kids dropping out of high school just learning the education we get now, I think we should be more about, because education in America helped me. I can, go anywhere, travel anywhere. I can go and find out about Africa on the internet. But you got people who won't even get on the internet. I mean, if you can't travel there physically, you can at least get on the internet or read a book and learn about your own country. First thing, it's a lot of us don't even think we're from Africa. They don't even think that there's a connection.
You're right.
All right, I'm going to get off myself.
It's so sad what we've been conditioned to do. And the powers that be basically know us because they know how they have taught us and how they trained us to think in certain ways. And you got people listening to me right now. I don't agree with that. They don't realize they're conditioned to be really not think a whole lot of yourself. Oh, I think the world of myself. Well, no, you don't, because you will allow certain people to come around you, and then you begin to feel inferior. And that's our people. And that's the way we do. Other folk from other nations, they can come from anywhere on the planet Earth. As long as they're not one of us, we're going to take our money, spend our money with them. We're going to smile in their face. We're going to giggle. We're going to do everything because we have been conditioned to dislike ourselves, dislike those who look like us, and to love other people. And that's a sad situation, and no nation that have been raised to live like that can ever survive. We're the only people in the history of the world that finance our own oppression.
That's right.
All righty then. Thank you. We look like we're out of time. I'd like to thank Clint for producing. All righty. I'd like to thank Mr. Dockery for filming. Thank all of you for listening, all of you for calling. I'd like to let you know we pastored the Heavenly Joy church. We're located there at Bruton and Master. I'm the senior pastor. And it was service again at 11 o'clock every Sunday morning, Sunday school at 9:30. Come by and see us. I think you'll like us. I think you'll have a great time praising the Lord. And we teach the people the things of God. And all of this I'm speaking of is godliness. Because God never created us to be fourth-class citizens. He created us to be the best. He created us to be the head, not the tail. And we ought to stop being the tail and stop pretending God is just going to give us something, give us our blessing with our name on it. No, you get out and stamp your self-approval on a blessing by doing things that's going to uplift you, and not only uplift you, uplift others around you. So you have a wonderful weekend. You have a wonderful week. May the Lord bless you. If the Lord said the same, we'll see you on next Saturday morning on the radio. So bye-bye.
You're listening to KNON 89.3 FM in Dallas, the voice of the people, voted best radio station for music 2 years in a row by the Dallas Observer.
Did you know that KNON podcasts all of its local talk shows? KNON has local talk, each show covering your community in its own unique way. So if you missed one of our great morning talk shows, you can go back and listen to it online. We keep the shows for 2 months so you can hear everything you have been missing out on. Visit KNON.org for more information about the KNON Morning Talk Shows podcast. Also available on iTunes.